Think about your average day. You wake up, you get ready for the day, you have breakfast, you go to work, you have lunch, you come back and finish some more work, and then you're done with the work day. Well, now imagine that day without any waste management. So the tissue you used in the morning, the leftovers from breakfast, the packaging from the snacks you had throughout the day, the leftovers from lunch, the packaging and the leftovers you had from your fast food dinner. Now, without waste management, what would you do with all that trash? You simply toss it over your shoulders like how it was done back before the 1700s. Well, not really. But one person creates a lot of trash throughout his or her day. Multiply that by 7 billion people. That's an enormous amount of trash. Thank goodness for waste management. Today, I'm going to tell you how we can reduce the amount of trash we produce by recycling. Let's start off with some facts about waste. 4.7 pounds per person of solid waste is thrown into the trash every day. Let's put into perspective how much that is. Wisconsin has 5.4 million people. Multiply that by 4.7 pounds per person per day for 365 days. You'll see that Wisconsin produces 4.6 million tons of trash every year. Now, that much trash is enough to pile a city street 3 feet deep, curb to curb, for 500 miles. Back in 1990, in 1960, it was estimated that the U.S. government produced 88 million tons of trash a year. In 1980, it increased to 151 million tons of waste a year. And in 2010, it had jumped to 250 million tons of waste a year. According to worldbank.org, current global waste generation is approximately 1.3 billion tons a year, and it's expected to increase to 2.2 billion tons of waste a year by the year 2025. As you can see, we create a lot of trash. Now, if we don't get smart, the problem will continue to increase. This leads me to why we should recycle. One of the reasons why we should recycle is because it's good for the environment. It reduces the amount of waste we send to landfills. In an article from the Texas Facilities Commission, during the last 4 fiscal years, their recycling program has saved approximately 24,000 yards of landfill, 170,000 trees, 51 million gallons of water, and 660,000 gallons of oil. Another reason why we should recycle is because it saves energy. U.S. residents discarded 2.7 million tons of aluminum last year, and that's basically in the form of beverage cans. According to greenliving.nationalgeographic.com, aluminum is obtained from the earth using energy-intensive mining processes before it even goes to the stage of being manufactured in the cans. Now, because so much energy is used into the mining of virgin aluminum, just recycling one can save so much energy. Now, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency estimates that by creating one can from recycled materials, recycled aluminum, you could save about 95% of the energy it would take to create that same can from virgin materials. Now, when you recycle paper, you not only save energy, but you also save trees, which reduce the amount of carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere, which in turn is good for the environment. The EPA estimates that producing a recycled paper product requires 6% less energy than creating paper from fresh wood pulp. Also, when you recycle 1 ton of paper, you save 17 trees. When you think about recycling, what item comes into mind? Aluminum cans are the most common recycled items. Let's see what else we can recycle. According to livinggreen.edu, we can recycle the following items: paper, such as newspaper, office paper, cardboard, and magazines. Now, if everybody in the U.S. were to recycle just 1/10 of all the paper that they use throughout the day, we could save approximately 25 million trees a year. We can also recycle glass. Now, glass doesn't wear out. Whenever we recycle 1 ton of glass, we save a ton of resources, such as sand, soda ash, feldspar, and limestone. We could also recycle plastics, such as soda bottles, milk jugs, plastic bags, and detergent containers. 5 recycled bottles makes enough fiber fill to fill up to stuff up a ski jacket. Excuse me. You could also recycle other metals, such as steel cans, automobile bodies, and appliances. Now that you have a good idea of what we can recycle, let's look at some of the benefits of recycling. One benefit is that it saves energy. I've mentioned this earlier. Energy we save when we recycle 1 glass bottle is enough to light a light bulb for up to 4 hours. Another benefit is that it reduces the greenhouse effects. A national recycling rate of 30% can reduce greenhouse gas emissions as much as removing 25 million cars from the road. Another benefit is conservation. When 1 ton of steel is recycled, 2,500 pounds of iron ore, 1,400 pounds of coal, and 120 pounds of limestone is conserved. It can also earn you money. On average, the going rate for a pound of aluminum cans is 50 cents. Now, the U.S. threw away 2.7 million tons of aluminum cans last year, which basically they threw away $2.7 billion. Another benefit is that it creates jobs. According to the Bureau of International Recycling, it estimates that the recycling sector employs 1.5 million people in the processing of millions of tons of commodities, with industry revenues topping more than $200 billion a year. You should now have a good idea of why it's important to recycle. So today I spoke to you about how much waste we generate as a whole. Each person throws away about 4.7 pounds of solid waste into the trash every day. By recycling, we can reduce the amount of waste sent to landfills. We conserve natural resources, and we also save energy. Also, recycling creates jobs. The recycling industry employs more than 1.5 million people. Now, almost everything can be recycled today. You can recycle aluminum, paper, plastic, and other metals. And on top of that, recycling can earn you money. U.S. residents threw away $2.7 billion in aluminum cans last year. Be part of the solution. Do your part when it comes to recycling. You will help with conservation, help people stay employed, and you can make yourself some money in the process.